Hello Scorpio, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy bringing you your November 2024 mid-month general reading. We're looking at the second half of November, and this reading is for you, the water sign of Scorpio. I hope everyone's doing well. As always, thanks for being here, for taking the time to watch these videos. It's a joy to create them, and you make yourself part of that by watching it. For those of you who like, share, and subscribe and help support my channel, my gratitude to you. Thank you. So, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, this is for you. And cross-watchers, if you're cross-watching for a Scorpio, this video is for you too. It's still relevant and important. It's a general reading. It might resonate, a little bit differently for everyone who watches. Take what resonates for you, leave the rest. If you know any of your other signs, your sign placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, it can be quite helpful to watch those videos as well for an additional, perspective, insight, and if something hits home for you, if it really does resonate, you want to maybe take a deeper look, reach out for a personal reading with me, for yourself, or as a gift for someone else. We are just beginning to enter the holiday season, and they do make great gifts. Or you simply resonate with a reading style. If you're interested, email me, Maggie, @gmail.com. You can click on the description of this video to see that contact information. Click on that word more. You'll see it there. I'd love to hear from you. I can usually get back to you quickly, either the same day or within 24 hours. I do offer lots of different reading choices. I deal with all areas of life, different types, lengths, costs, styles, spreads. I try to put a little something in there for everyone. And I'm quite diligent and focused on the timely scheduling of personal readings as well. This is all that I do full time. So if you're interested, email me. Okay. Oh, and for those of you who are celebrating Thanksgiving later this month, happy Thanksgiving to you, and I hope you have a blessed and safe holiday. All right, Scorpio. Let's see what the last half of November looks like for you. For those of you who always like to know, I'm using the Royal Deluxe Tarot, clarifying with the Gilded Tarot. Goodness, we begin with the Tower. Some change coming in, perhaps unexpected change, major kind of events happening here. King of Cups, that's you. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. For some of you, it might be another water sign too. Showing up as a king, but this is a general reading. I don't get hung up on gender. It could be male or female. Major change coming in. Knight of Coins. So knights usually represent a goal, a focus, offers, and opportunities. This is the Knight of Earth. So it might be a more practical opportunity. It could be work, new job opportunity, a practical opportunity of some kind. With the Two of Wands. So there's a choice, a decision here. Do I take it? Do I not take it? Next we have the Moon. You feel pulled, but there might be some deep-seated fears here. Perhaps a bit unrealistic fears. Not that the fears themselves are unrealistic, but by dwelling on them, they may seem, in the light of all this change, more magnified. With the Ace of Swords. Kind of two contradictory energies. But there's an indication here that in order to move forward, you're going to have to, and to have clarity of thought, you're going to have to see beyond what your fear is. It feels like for some of you, because the Tower usually represents major unexpected change, even if, sometimes it's change at the time we see as very challenging, like it represents the loss or ending of something. It always represents the ending of something in order to put you on a new path, right? It's a spirit orchestrated thing. I mean, it can represent, great or challenging loss. It can also represent really super positive, unexpected things coming in too, but there's still a lot of challenges to deal with. And in the midst of that, sometimes it can spark our fears coming up, and those fears can become magnified and not really realistic. And what Spirit here is saying, in order to know what the best way is to navigate through this, you're going to have to see past those fears. You're going to have to pat some of those fears down and get underneath that and kind of not letting your fear make the choice for you, because the clarity is going to come from seeing beyond that, kind of going in and looking at what is real, what is the honest perspective, not what your fear or anxiety might be trying to tell you, but what's real here. What's the reality? When you shine the light of day on it, what is it actually? And what are the real options here? From the bottom of the deck, the overall energy and focus is the Hanging Man, which is probably an indication of how you need to deal with it, at least initially. Because the Hanging Man represents making, it represents surrender and sacrifice temporarily for a greater purpose, right? Which is perspective and truth. So it represents, hanging upside down. What happens when we hang upside down? We see things from a completely different way. We get a different perspective on things. And also, by not taking action just yet, you can allow things to unfold. There may be more things that need to unfold and things that you don't know that yet that you may need to know. It may shift your perspective, but you wouldn't know that if you just went charging out to do whatever, because your fears are, having you run around like crazy doing things that in the heat of the moment that, 3 days or, later, after you'd kind of seen things and calmed down and kind of looked at different things and maybe gotten some different perspective on it, you wouldn't do those same things. But it takes a certain amount of self-control, which means temporary self-sacrifice, right? It's submitting to what is, to the change that's coming in, letting it unfold, trusting in the process to unfold. The Tower always happens for our greater good. Whether we see it that way at the time or not can be challenging. Sometimes we see it at the time it happens, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we need a little bit of perspective and hindsight. But the Tower is always there to bring about something that Spirit wants for your life, a new path, or to reestablish some kind of balance and harmony when none existed, but you were kind of stuck, and so they're doing it for you here. So let's take a look at that Hanging Man. Goodness, we have the Knight of Pentacles again, which is the same as that Knight of Coins, and the Ace of Pentacles. It might be a new job opportunity, a new work opportunity, or the opportunity to get a new job, a different job, or a different career path, or something of that sort. It may be for some of you that one has come in really unexpectedly. It may be that this opportunity to go on a different path or seek out something different may happen because, you might lose a current job, or something might, you might get your hours cut down, and, or something like that. Let's take a look at, but there's a sense of waiting just a short while to see how this plays out. Let's take a look at that Tower. Temperance and Justice. Six of Cups and the Tower again. This is divine timing and orchestration, designed to bring about balance and restore justice in a situation, perhaps an old situation or a situation that's been around for some time, that didn't exist before. Something was out of balance, something was out of whack, something wasn't fair, the scales of justice weren't evenly balanced in this situation, whatever it is. Again, it might be work, it might be relationship, it's not clear to me, although there is an awful lot of earth energy. So for a lot of you, it might be in that area of life, like money, work, job, property, assets, that sort of thing. But the Tower is happening because God, Spirit, angels, and guides. It is divine timing orchestration, and it's bringing in balance and justice and fairness here. All right, let's take a look at that Knight of Coins and Two of Wands. Choices. There might be a lot to navigate here. It may be you're like, well, what do I do now? Okay, the Hanging Man, yeah. Again, temporary. We have the Tower twice and the Hanging Man twice. There is no clearer message that we could get from Spirit, Scorpio, that says, I am bringing change in. Roll with it. Just sit with it. Just let it unfold. Don't try and rush in and go changing things or trying to prevent this or that. Just let it unfold. Just hang tight for a minute. The Ten of Wands, the Nine of Cups. it's designed to bring something, to put you on a path where you can have true joy and fulfillment, and you don't feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders and that you're carrying like this heavy burden, right? Which is the 10 of Wands. The 9 of Cups is wish granted, wish fulfillment. You know, this is meant for Spirit to you know, put you on a different path. It's meant to happen. So, meaning Spirit wants you to not resist it. If you can't embrace it, at least accept it, right? If you can't, you know, throw your arms around the tower, the change of the tower, and give it a big fat hug, at the very least, just say, okay, well, come on in, I'll pour you a cup of coffee, right? You just have to accept it, right? The Moon and the Ace of Swords. And you're going to have to see past the challenges and the fears and anxieties of this to have that, to get that clarity. And that can take a minute. And also, I think that things are still playing out and they need to play out. You're not stuck. There are things you can, I mean, Ace of Wands and the Hermit. You have the experience and knowledge to be able to navigate through this. It's the challenge here is allowing that stress, the anxiety, and the fear to tell you, I can't start over again, or I can't have this new beginning, or I can't start on this new path because of this thing, and because of that thing, and because of this excuse, and because of that excuse, and because of everything else. That's what your fears and anxieties want to tell you, because your fear and anxiety wants to keep you paralyzed. It wants to keep you stuck. But you know, you have a lot of experience, Scorpio. You know what the best thing is to do. What lessons have you learned in the past? What has your life experience to date taught you? You have everything you need to navigate through this situation. All right, advice, guidance, feedback from Spirit. I'm not laughing at you, Scorpio. Well, kind of, but not in a bad way. The Fool. Embrace the change. Step out into the unknown, take a risk, take a leap of faith, a baby step of faith even, for the sake of the journey, not a specific destination, right? It's getting out of your comfort zone so you can start a whole new, fresh cycle here. Don't let your fears get so magnified that they end up getting in the way and prevent you from moving forward or seeing a way to move forward. It is time to leave and walk away from that which is no longer serving a purpose for you, serving your greater good. It might be challenging or even painful to accept this, but that is where, on the other side of that is the sun, right? This is the path. And it's not that this is like a completely dark path or anything like that. I know a lot of people get freaked out when they see the tower, and we've got it twice here. It just means, but we also have the Hanging Man twice. It's Spirit saying, look, the change is coming in. There isn't anything you can do about it. You know, accept it, embrace it if you can. Don't fight it. This is meant to put you on a beautiful new path. Let that happen. Let that unfold, because if you don't fight it, it will happen much quicker and it'll be a little bit easier. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Scorpio, those are your messages for the second half of November 2024. And for those of you for whom they resonated, I hope it was useful, it was helpful, it gave you some insight, some perspective. Again, if it did resonate with you and you want to take a deeper look at something and reach out for a personal reading with me for yourself or as a gift for someone else, or you simply like the reading style, if you're interested, email me at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to hear from you and to work with you. You can also get that contact information by clicking the description of this video or clicking that word more. You'll see it there. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the next set of readings. Until then, stay well, stay safe. Hope to see you back here again soon. And again, for those of you celebrating it later this month, happy Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.